Good afternoon. This is Sarah Honeydew with JNS Biblical Productions on September 1st, 1613. We are in downtown Baghdad. In the Gospel of Matthew 7:12, taken from the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, "You should treat people the same way that you want people to treat you. This is the law and the prophets." We are in the home of Alibaba from the story of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Please welcome Alibaba and Morgiana.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, now tell us what you are celebrating.
All right, well, it's like this. Morgiana, my slave girl, has saved my life so many times from the horrible thieves that I finally decided to free her and give her to my son, Yusuf, in marriage. Tomorrow, she will become my daughter-in-law after the wedding.
Wow, so you have to tell us the whole story then. You say you saved his life many times. How did she do that?
Well, let's see. It kind of began when I found my brother, Qassam, quartered into pieces in the treasure cave. He was quartered by the 40 thieves. He had found their treasure and he was trying to steal it from them. I didn't know what to do because I wanted to make the others, everyone else, think that he died a natural death.
I should tell this part. Well, I found an old tailor by the name of Baba Mustafa. I paid, blindfolded him, and led him to Qasim's house. There, overnight, he stitched the pieces of Qasim's body back together so that nobody would be suspicious. We were able to give Qasim a proper burial without anyone asking any awkward questions.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder if your suspicious tailor is going to tell the authorities?
No, but it gets worse when Baba Mustafa seems to have told many people in town that he just had sewn a dead man's body back together. One of the thieves asks him, "Where was Qasim's house? Can you show me where this house is?" So this thief suspected that somebody had found Qasim's body and the secret of the treasure cave.
Well, this is getting bad for Alibaba, as he is getting close to being caught, it sounds like. So you saved his life.
Yes. The tailor was able to retrace his steps back to Qasim's house. So the thief went with him to follow him to find out where this was. The thief then marks the front door with the letter X so that they could come back in the night and kill Alibaba. But I foiled their plan. I put an X on all the front doors so that they were unable to come back and kill Alibaba. They were stumped.
Wow, so you saved his life. Is there more to that?
They tried it again. They put a chip in the front doorstep. But this time I foiled them again, and I put a similar chip in all of the front doorsteps. Now the leader of the thieves pretends to be an oil merchant, and now knows the house where this is at. So he pretends that he needs Alibaba's hospitality. He then brings oil jars with the thieves hiding inside the oil jars so that they can kill Alibaba. But I caught on to them and I poured boiling oil onto the thieves hiding in the jars. But the leader did escape.
We buried all of the thieves that had been in the jars, and I decided to give Morgiana her freedom.
So that's a lot. Is that the end of the story?
No, unfortunately. The thief now wanted revenge. He waited in town and met Alibaba's son. He wanted to befriend him so that he could be invited to dinner, as Alibaba and his son are both very trusting. He pretends that he needs that hospitality. But then I saw through this robber's disguise when he came to dinner. So I disguised myself as a sword dancer, and I lured him with my sword dancing. And just at the right moment, I stabbed him through the heart.
They love me as more Don't they love they are best.
It was wonderful. So when Morgiana told me that the thief had planned to kill me at dinner, I was so grateful for her that I put an end to this that she had put an end to the bad, evil thief, that I gave her my son to marry. I was the only one left who knew the location of the secret treasure cave and how to access it by saying, of course, open sesame.
So then what do you do with all of this treasure?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. We all went to the cave and we had to find out who all the treasure originally belonged to. And after much searching and finding and talking to people, we finally gave all the treasure back to the rightful owners. And then, of course, we lived happily ever after.
Well, Alibaba, you certainly know how to treat people right, and I can see Morgiana will be very happy married to your son. So we see that Jesus' words will live on in Matthew 7:12, when you treat people right. This is the law and the prophets. And this is Sarah Honeydew for JNS saying, let's all make use of this moral lesson from Sermon on the Mount.
What are your thoughts on today's story? We'd like to know. So, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel, JNS Authentic Biblical Productions. Whether it's the Word of God through parables, true stories illustrating parables, or true stories in the life of Jesus Christ with commentary, you can see them all by subscribing to the most comprehensive collection of videos of biblical stories for you and your family. Have a blessed day.